Hi, it's Chris Watkin here, and I'm with Jon Cooke, and we're going to talk about the digitalisation of estate agency. Talk to me, Jon.
Right, well, to coin a phrase from a colleague of mine in the industry who will know Peter Knight, there are there's been three waves of estate agency, and I'd like to think we're where we are in the third wave. The first wave of estate agency, which is just prior to me getting into it, was the sort of surveyors. You know, there was 3 or 4 agents in the town or in a geographical location, qualified, sort of tweed jacket wearing, nothing wrong with that, but very sort of traditional, pre-internet. The second wave of agency is probably when I got involved, and many sort of my peers in the industry, which is basically when the marketeers came into the industry. The internet started to becoming part of the journey as well in terms of the aggregators. And then if you go back to sort of 2010, 2012 from there, then you had what everyone was talking about, the third wave of agency, which was the online, this big debate about traditional and online, you know, and everyone was going to move online. Well, as we all know, that hasn't happened. It's a people industry. People want to deal with people. And the third wave of agency, as far as I see, is basically the digitalisation of the process. That's the third wave. And that will happen, I think, quite a bit in lettings, because digital is good at taking a process, and lettings is process. And so I think we're just at the start of that third wave now. The industry is at the start of the digitalisation of the process. And in other sectors of our lives, we get that. Your banking app, you book a flight, all these sorts of things is all done digitally. Your facial recognition.
You can go to Wetherspoons, you can order a pint and then double click. I've just found it. It's changed my life.
Well, yes, I've got a daughter at Exeter University, and regularly I get a text going, but table 6 in Wetherspoons, could you buy me some drinks? And you're straight on the app and you're sending them drinks.
But you can't do that in a estate agency, can you?
I think the digitalisation is how you generate leads.
That's it in a nutshell, isn't it? How you generate the leads to come to you, because the problem with the aggregators, posh word for portals, is that the leads go to everyone, as you said in the previous video.
Yeah, and I think agents, if you go back in the day, you'd a leaflet drop your town. And you still, don't get me wrong, our print business is going through the roof because people are still doing that. But there has to be...
or you spent loads of money on adverts, newspaper adverts.
Newspaper adverts, as we said before. Yeah, you know, we were spending £300 a week on a page, and we were getting 4 or 5 pages. So, so the real focus is you need a strategy around your aggregators, your portals, and you need to decide what your strategy is around that. But then you also have your own shop window now, and your shop window is not quite as important as it may have been, as in the actual physical shop window. Your shop window is your website.
Because you've got to put your message in front of where their eyeballs are, and everyone's looking at these bad boys, aren't they?
They wake up in the morning, that's the first thing they pick up. So what's your digital strategy in terms of your internet? What do you look like? What do you feel like? What are you saying? But you've got to put petrol in that tank to make sure that people are looking at it.
So you need great content, but then you also need, that's why you bought Starberry, is that you need to put that content in front of the people. So that's where you have to have the right placement of the adverts.
Yes. And I'm seeing, I mean, you do acquisitions in the prop tech space, and you hope you make the right decisions. And I look at a business like Starberry and see, wow, you know, what Ben and Russ have done, and Navin in India. But, and you learn, and you think, crikey, I've learned a lot from this. And basically, it's that understanding of how you generate your own leads digitally, and then with a business like LeadPro that we've just recently acquired, that can prove that return on investment by giving you that way of managing those leads across. Yeah,
because there's no point in trying to get the leads if you can't follow them.
If you can't, otherwise it's a black hole. You're just putting money down the tank. And so the digitalisation is that stage, the lead generation. But then it's also how the customer flows through your organisation digitally and is serviced digitally, never taking away from the people, but perhaps freeing people up to do other things within your organisation because you're using prop tech to facilitate that customer journey.
Do you think there's an awful lot of problems with prop tech is that because they don't talk to each other, people are inputting various different things, and then all of a sudden we've got prop tech fatigue?
I was at a Guild NAC meeting with Ian, kindly invited me last month, and one of the attendees summed it up. He said, I'll walk past my colleagues and they've got 6 or 7 different tabs open with 6 or 7 different dashboards. And there is a phrase in our industry of dashboard fatigue. I'm sure it's in other industries as well. And those dashboards are not only inefficient, they're also, because you're paying various different prop tech products costing you a load of money, the vision is to bring that all together and make it talk to each other with one dashboard. Helping the estate agent free them up, but also helping the client through their journey so they can do things online. Yes, I mean, I mentioned in the other video that we called up about booking a flight. You know, I don't want to speak to anybody, I just want to do it. And then when I make a purchase, I need facial recognition at my bank to make sure that they accept the fact that it is me. That's all done without me needing to speak to anybody. If I want to speak to someone, I can. Yeah, but actually I'd rather do it on myself because I'm doing it on a Sunday afternoon whilst reading the paper online. So the reality is our lives have changed. The pandemic has changed nothing, accelerated everything, as they say. So the reality is that we need a strategy to going forward, and how are you going to digitalise your customer journeys? It doesn't have to be done overnight, but I think businesses need a clear plan of what they're going to do. Thank you very much for that insight. Thank you, Jon. Thank you.